Well, that's about 4 innings in a row now where batting seems to be tough. We thought we saw some tough batting last night in Delhi. It seems to have carried on to Chennai. Not the surface that we thought would give us lots of runs. Certainly not with the evidence we've seen from the Sunrisers. 134 with a higher score of 34. Everyone seemed to struggle. We asked questions of that innings on halftime on Visit Saudi presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout of Shaun, Tait and Sanjay Manjrekar. 134. Bowling side exceptional or tough surface to bat? How would you first sum up that innings?
You're right about batting looking tough in the last 48 hours. Yesterday as well, we had a double header and the batting wasn't great from, even RCB when they got 170 odd, we thought they were 15-20 runs short, but it just got worse as the day went on. I mean, that last game, it was all about batting not being good enough. The pitch had a lot to do with it. Today also was a case of the pitch not being a very good batting pitch. It looks a little like not tacky, but the ball is not coming on for batters to bat with freedom. But having said that, again, you've got to look at the batting, the dismissals, choice of some of the batters who batted down the order. Mayank Agarwal at number 6 didn't make sense. So all those things, combination.
We go deeper into that in a moment. Teddy, first impressions, is that a tough surface to bat on?
Yeah, I think I was only 50 off. Wasn't I? Of my prediction? Was it about
Sanjay was 40.
Yeah, 40 off.
I was 15, 20,
okay,
which is
so it's
fair,
not too bad. Anyway, no, it was a tough wicket to get going, to get in any sort of rhythm. I don't think they assessed it very well. The batting lineup as well. It was obviously losing wickets earlier and not being able to get on a roll doesn't help. But they could just never get going. Even Klaasen trying to give himself a chance to be there at the end and launch wasn't successful in that either. I thought that could have been their chance with him in there at the death, but but just I think a bit of a weird wicket. The gripping with the fast bowlers taking the pace off as well came into it huge. And I think the spinners bowled really good lines. A good performance.
Let's first give credit to CSK's bowling. They know how to exploit this better than anyone. Certainly MS does, and it's another excellent bowling display from Ravindra Jadeja. 3 for 22 today, Sanjay, in what is proving to be one of his more prolific years just with the ball.
And we just found out that his average speed this season is quicker than the earlier season. And we often say, if somebody bowls slow, more difficult and just look better spinners when they bowl slow. But this is a case of Jadeja realizing that the pitches aren't turning as much. So maybe that's why he wants to be quick and ensure that he doesn't give too much freedom to the batters. What was admirable today is he got a left-hander out, a right-hander out by just doing the simple thing. And I wonder whether at the timeout, Dhoni said the exact thing to Jadeja, because when they celebrated, it was like, he didn't say, I told you so, but just keeping that ball outside to Rahul Tripathi with the anticipation that he might go leg side, and then to the left-hander, Abhishek Sharma. Again, the ball was outside the off-stump. So it was well-planned, line of attack.
You of course, have followed Jadeja's career better than most. But I must ask you, with full credit to him, please keep a straight face. There is something about the combination of Jadeja and Dhoni. Even in the Mumbai game, he's bowling him to left-handers, he gets left-handers out. You almost feel like anywhere else, Jadeja, great player that he may be in this format, may still not have the kind of bowling success that he does when he's got MS behind the stumps. Fair to say, something there that just brings the best out of Jadeja?
He does. I mean, MS gave him the platform. He has played for another franchise where on a couple of occasions he was left out of the playing 11. But today's Jadeja is a different Jadeja, where his confidence in his bowling and batting at the test level is at a different level. So yes, Dhoni gave him the platform, he performed, but his confidence currently as a bowler just takes him through. He was so disappointed when he didn't get the 3rd wicket, because that was possible. So he's a guy who is riding the crest of confidence, success, and it's gone on for a while. So there was a time when he wouldn't bowl his 4 overs, was looked at somebody will bowl maybe a couple or 3. Now I think virtually every game he's bowled 4 overs at home and away as well, and not necessarily on turning pitches. So this is a guy who's kept the game simple and just calm, confident, relaxed. And simplicity again is reaping rewards. We saw Mohammad Siraj keep it simple, just doing what he does in Test match cricket. Outswing, wobbly seam, 4 wickets.
It suddenly looks like a very well organized, planned bowling lineup, even though it doesn't reek of the most experience. So you have Tushar and you have even Pathirana finishing well. Shall we again credit the planning and the leadership?
And But that, I know it's just keeping it simple. That is the biggest thing, especially in the landscape nowadays in cricket, especially T20. There's a lot of moving parts in a team. Obviously, all the analytics and the conditions and left and right hand batters and which bowler should we pick because of their batsmen. And, you know, it does get a bit muzzled up at times. And I think the refreshing part of watching CSK go about it is just that back to simple stuff. And then I think obviously with that wicket at their home ground, it also helps because you have to keep it simple.
Yeah. All right, excellent then from the Super Kings. Before we move to the Sunrisers, MS Dhoni's keeping does not seem to show any signs of age. He may have a bad knee, he may have a lot of other things, but hands are still so good.
Yeah, to the extent that they had a review of where he had collected the ball for that stumping. Mayank Agarwal was way down the pitch, but that, you know, those gloves were just right, couple of inches behind the stump because you're not allowed to collect ahead of the stump. Brilliant. So keeping skills very much intact. Obviously, the knee doesn't allow him to move as freely. Direct hits with the glove on, pretty good at that than some of the other keepers. But captaincy again, you know, we call him the great captain, but he's a hard man to predict as well as captain with his moves. Harry Brook, we were saying take the pace off.
Yeah.
He bowled only pace to Harry Brook and got him out with pace. So this is where he's different, successful.
He's backing in his players again. You talk like the Harry Brook thing. He's backing in his fast bowlers. He's not saying, okay, all we're going to do is concentrate on Harry Brook. What we're going to do is concentrate on our team and make sure he knows that his fast bowlers have got confidence to bowl to anybody. Likewise with the spinners. So Jadeja's bowling to left-handers. It doesn't make a difference to him. And I think that has got to the confidence in your players has got to outweigh any of the strategic stuff.
Also, I think MS Dhoni, when you talk to him, is very old-fashioned in the way he reads cricket. It's not because he wants to be conventional. It's just he's learned the game by his own way since he started playing the game seriously. So he's not somebody who will just get too caught up in the matchups, left-hand, right-hand combinations. Doesn't happen very often. He just stays real and a great reader of the game and stays in the present and makes the move. So maybe data and everything gets supplied, but he stays in that moment, thinks on his feet. And you see that actually panning out a lot on the field.
All right, excellent then from CSK and their bowlers and their captain. Let's talk about the Sunrisers. They didn't look like a fluent innings at all, and we were expecting Abhishek Sharma to come out perhaps to take down the spin. He did. It meant Mayank Agarwal batting at 6, as Sanjay Manjrekar points out. Now they've gone Harry Brook at the top, and it gave you results in that KKR game. But somewhere, does this still not look like the best utilization of resources?
Now, I can understand left-hand, right-hand combination. If Abhishek Sharma has been given the license to hit, then he's got to do it quickly. He can't be playing too many overs. But Mayank Agarwal has to be in your top 3. You can't have Markram, Klaasen and these people coming in when spin is in full force. Markram had the option of just staying back and putting Mayank Agarwal in. He didn't justify that cause, but the kind of shot that he played, Mayank Agarwal. But I feel for him, and something's gone wrong with his career. Somebody's got to find a way to get him back to deliver.
You should go play at CSK.
Yeah. Maybe that's what, about 60 players could go into that team to try and find their best. But I'm still stuck a bit, and I know Tom Moody said this time and again, he was not convinced by Harry Brook's promotion, even though he understood what they were thinking. Let's give him the best chance to succeed, first IPL, big player, all that. But you think why Brook was brought in at number 5 is where he's earned his stripes in international cricket, and you have now put in a proper opener like Mayank down. First you put a proper opener like Abhishek down. Do you sense it's time to sort of make Brook do the hard job?
I like him at 4, 5. That's where I thought he was going to bat this season. I think Mayank's he's an opener, right? It's not as if you can. I don't know if he's like like a Manish Pandey who can shuffle a bit.
Be versatile, yeah.
A little bit. I don't know if Mayank's that guy yet. I don't know if he's that player. So. I just think Harry Brook. I mean, he's got a score there, but I think I just more comfortable having him at 4, 5. Yeah.
And it happens with somebody who comes with big reputation and there is expectancy from the player. Happened with Ben Stokes when he played for Rajasthan Royals. Yeah, they had him opening the innings and had somebody like Butler batting down the order. Butler, I think, batted number 3 on occasion.
Markram's opened the batting before.
Yeah, they have options. Yeah, our good friend Ian Chappell always says, doesn't he? You don't weaken a strength by strengthening a weakness. Yeah. So they decided they had a good opening combination set in Mayank and Abhishek Sharma. They seem to have changed that up to try and get the best out of Harry Brook. But we shall see. 1-3-4. You can never take anything for granted. We saw Delhi, although they were Delhi, make really hard work of a chase, which we thought was going to be a bit of a formality. Now, we surely don't expect that from CSK. Are we going to see a completely different batting comfort when they bat, or are there some tricks in this surface which Markande and Washington Sundar at his home ground might be able to challenge?
Simon Dool reads the game really well. He's on site and he said it could be tricky chasing that target. But looking at CSK's batting ability, Devon Conway at the top, people like Ruturaj Gaikwad, Ajinkya Rahane, the way he's playing, Shivam Dube, Moeen Ali, there's just too much batting for any kind of surprise for us. So I see them getting there, but not maybe in 10 overs.
We'd love for 10 overs after the day we had yesterday. But are you expecting this to be a straightforward chase and an easy one, or could it be one of those 18th, 19th over struggles?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It'll go deeper than we think.
Is it?
Maybe 18th.
Yeah, but then again, he also says he's never got.
I've got absolutely no clue.
It should be an easy run chase. sorry, I missed that.
I said anyway, he says he doesn't get anything right. So, yeah.
It'll go a bit deeper than we think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. We'll leave it there. Thank you to Shaun Tait and Sanjay Manjrekar. More from them at the end of this game, by which time we expect for CSK to have further improved upon that outstanding home record at the Chepauk. We will look forward to your company then on Visit Saudi Presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Time. Do download the mobile app. It'll have you covered with impact subs from both teams. In fact, just before I leave Sanjay and Teddy, let me get a quick word in on the impact sub. We of course expect Raidu to come in and strengthen the batting for CSK, but for the Sunrisers, they'll be thinking, I wish we had a specialist spinner there. Maybe name 3 overseas and put Rashid on the bench. All useless now, Sanjay. But
yeah, they've used their 4 overseas, so Adil Rashid cannot come in. So Natarajan is somebody.
But it looks like Mayank Dagger has been brought in. So they've clearly taken a call looking at conditions. Looking at Mayank Dagger on screen walking out now, that can only assume he will be the impact sub in this and not Natarajan, who's had his challenge with form as well. He bowls a bit of left arm spin as Mayank Dagger is a lower order bat for Himachal Pradesh. So you have the all round option in Dagger, and they've gone that way. Lots of left-handers though, Teddy.
There is. It's not a bad option, but again, Natarajan, he can take the pace off as well. He can bowl the death side. I think he would have been a nicer.
And maybe it's a good pitch for finger spinners. Tikshana got a wicket, but it seemed like a flat, fast left-arm spinner might get more out of this pitch. But you're right, too many left-handers there. Devon Conway, you've got Moeen Ali, you've got Jadeja, Shivam Dube, 4 in the top 6.
Yep, there you go. Lots of it. Jadeja lower down the order, so they can play around with their toys as they like. Can the Super Kings? Rahul Tripathi has made way for Mayank Dagger, who may very well have a bowl in the power play. We'll see how things go. Funnier things seem to be happening, but this looks like CSK's game. We'll pick up the chat with Sanjay and Teddy at the end of it, so do join us then for Visit Saudi Presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Time Out.